Hello, everybody. If you thought this is what I was going to be doing this morning, you're wrong. But here we are, and it's actually, I think, really important. First of all, mad props in acknowledging two people. The one and only Zach7, dropped
Hmm.
at 2 a.m. What we now found out to be a link that is not actually listed. He found it all on his own, as well as the one and only Purple Valkyrie, who I started speaking with early this morning, who found out about a longer trailer and who can only see it. We're going to take a look at both of those today. And I also want to shout out Steve, who's going to be our straight man on this, who has not seen these and is going to respond as usual in real time. So, hail to everybody. I don't know who's in chat. I'm trying to pull you guys up now. We've got David Webb, Rosie Gamgees, the usual crew. Guys, let's not bury the lead on this. Purple, you and I were frenetically and frantically trying to put this stuff together before we went live. But we wanted to get this out. I actually rescheduled in a personal business appointment just to be able to do this. So I've only got 45 minutes to a half an hour, but let's go and roll with it. So, Prophet of the Dragon, we've got Dark Winter. He says, ham and cheese wraps for breakfast. I can't argue with that. The last that I saw, you guys were giving all the love to eggs and toast. And it's like, my boy, nobody likes my boy pancakes. What the hell's going on in the world? All right,
It's all
let's
topsy-turvy.
I don't understand. So, Purple, I'm taking the link that you have over here, and
Absolutely,
we are going
yes.
to be down here in chat. We will bring you in, but we want to show you this because we don't want to waste your time. So, set this one up a little bit, Purple. You've been doing amazing detective work this morning while I was setting up the stream.
Yes, absolutely. So huge thank you to Zax, who, as you correctly said, was the first one to let us know about this. And this is the sneak peek of a slightly longer sneak peek, I guess you would call it. So this
Yeah,
was only 15 seconds long, but this is actually, as Salty correctly said, this is unlisted on Amazon's own
YouTube.
YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and we actually have the longer, fuller version. What you'll notice about this, and then I'm going to shut up, is the aspect ratio was deliberately changed to not
Mhm.
show costumes, armor, or anything else. And the fact that it was dropped at 2 a.m. seems to be. Steve, I had to mute you because we're getting a little bit of background noise. It seems to be that this was meant for the Asian markets. Now, that is
Mhm.
pure supposition, but that's my guess. All right, Purple, let's go ahead and roll it.
Let's do this.
And
Stretched it out a little bit.
gave us more of it.
That's it.
Yes.
That's all that I'm going to do this morning. Again, I hate people who just sit here and flog things on. Oh my God.
Good morning, Lyle.
Dropping a bomb. There you go.
Good morning, Mr. Hammock. Thank you very much, you guys. A longtime supporter of this channel. Thank you very, very much, Lyle. I know we spoke last night. This is a man who's getting ready to spend 1 month on the Appalachian Trail with his old Army buddies and go for a hike. I love that. Like I talked about, I've done 1,000 miles of the AT. Brother, you are going to have a good time. So, Lyle, for $50, says, Hail, I am sitting in the airport in transit. Thank you. But I had to drop and sit two things. First, I was intrigued by the trailer. Second, I think you all have to stop using PJ's trilogy as how Middle Earth should look. The second age is very different. Okay, I agree with you. I think you're right. The second age is very different. I can't seem to read this. I have to take the super chat off screen to read it because it's incredible. So we have to stop using Peter Jackson's trilogy as to how Middle Earth should look. The second age is very different in look. I agree. I can see where you're coming from in this. As ever, one of the reasons I say if you like this and you enjoy this, I don't begrudge you that at all. And again, for me personally, I'm just not seeing what it is that I'd hope they do. And but Lyle, I want this to be good. I want to eat every one of these words. I want to come on here with a shit-eating grin, going, "I was wrong. This feels like Tolkien. This looks like Tolkien. This is the second age. This is the Gladriel I want. All of this makes sense. It's a great show. I want to say that, Lyle." But Lyle, again, thank you for your support. Thank you for this $50 super chat. Thank you, and thank you for always taking a counter opinion. No one is calling you a bigot or an isternophobe because we don't agree on this. I respect you, brother. Again, I hope you have a really good trip and have a safe time and a fun time on the Appalachian Trail, dude.
Absolutely. Stay safe, Lyle.
Lyle's, you're really looking forward to this, right? So it's one of those, I think I understand for somebody that's still has hope this is going to be good. Sort of being hyped by this trailer. But I feel like I was burned like this by Amazon already for the series that I was looking forward to. So that's why I'm very cautious about this. But I hope it's good. I would love it to be fantastic. I really would. I don't. We need some good fantasy TV
We
because there's
do.
none out there. So
We do. Yeah, and Steve, of course, you were referring to Robert Jordan's world, In the Eye of the
right.
World and the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple good comments, and then we're going. Thank you very much, Lyle. Really, have fun. This is from Finrod. Felligan says, elves age slowly. They wouldn't have looked much different in the second age than the third age. Well, and also Gladriel, if in this, I believe, is 2,000, 3,000 years old already. Not exactly a mad, impetuous young girl. We also have, I can't necessarily pronounce this, but I think it's Clock says elves mutated from second age to third age. That's kind of where I was going with my observations of the elves. I know that Peter Jackson was only one interpretation of this. For better or for worse, that is, in my opinion, the for the better. What we saw from elves really did carry elves. They looked like elves, the mannerisms of elves that Peter Jackson captured. Elves are slight. Elves are more lithe. They're more ethereal, even though they are corporeal beings. What I'm seeing in this Amazon thing is they're just human beings with Spock ears on them. That's what I'm taking away from this. Is that what you guys thought? And if you didn't think that, tell me, because we are not an echo chamber here, guy.
There's something off, but go ahead, Purple. Sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. And we've said this multiple times. We wouldn't be as passionate about this had this just been a generic fantasy that Amazon had wanted to make. It's that they are taking Tolkien's work, they are taking his legacy, they are taking his characters and running with it and implying multiple times that they are doing it better than he could have done. They're filling in the gaps that Tolkien didn't.
Because that needed to happen, especially by guys who wrote a really shitty Star Trek movie. Paul Ripley says it sounds like a Devon accent, like a pirate, and he is from the UK. Purple, you know what I'm going to do. Tell me, what do you think about that?
Yes. For what we've read, and we were talking about a linguist that they brought on, they really wanted the Harfoots to have a kind of Irish accent,
Yes.
like they're from the coast, which doesn't really make sense because they're actually nomadic. They've already established this. These characters are moving all over. They've got these covered wagons that they move with, so they wouldn't have specific accents. They would have a very kind of flat, broad accent depending on where they go because they have no actual home.
Yeah.
But it's a Brummie trying to do a Irish accent.
Wow, listen to this, dropping that UK slang over here.
It's what I would sound like
no
trying
idea.
to do an Irish accent.
Yeah,
No idea what you said. Yeah.
So the other thing, and I've said this before, is that if you are a reader of Robert Jordan's works and you know the traveling people, essentially it looks like they turn the Harfoots into the traveling people, but they don't really travel, and then they sound proto-Irish.
Yeah, they live with ants in caves, right? Yeah.
Just be a coincidence that they were making these shows at the same time, and they just must be a coincidence that maybe they took ideas from other fantasy creators. And we'll do a couple more comments. This is from Hard Life. The Nth wives were killed in the burning of Bariant. Why are elves on a boat going to Middle Earth when Gladriel is already there? But on the boat while her grandson is there looking up? And this is perhaps why I say what I do about this show. Again, I will never claim to be a Tolkien scholar. I've read this Silmarillion once, and I need to do it again. I'm just busy doing this, my job, and other stuff like that. But I know European lore, a troubled green. There are a bunch of Tolkien people that have much more scholarship, not necessarily more love, but just scholarship, different reception to this, that can get into the weeds on this stuff. I also know that a Tolkien fan site that jacked me out of their live stream is live right now, and I didn't know I was going up against them. But Fellowship of the Fans. I wonder how they're portraying this, because they're the ones who got to go to the UK for free, got to see the limited footage got everything paid for.
Yes.
We're under an NDA. Do you think they're giving us their critical assessment this morning, or do you think they're just slurping on that Amazon
Slurping it up. Yeah.
free stuff? We'll just say free stuff because
Fill in the blanks.
I'm filling them pretty deep and hard too. I tell you that. But yeah, I'm glad to have my soul. I really am. So, oh my God, you guys are crazy. Lyle Hammock is back. Thank you, brother. $20 from Lyle says, also, I am so sick of people like, okay, so this is Lyle Hammock for $20. Says, also, I am so sick of people like Nerdrotic and Az being upset about Tarmariel has regent. Her father, Tar Plantier, has withdrawn from ruling. Heartbroken, so her has heir to the throne would step in. Jesus, understand the lore. Hail.
Oof.
Here's the thing, and here's the thing. I mean, I welcome anybody saying anything about what I say, about any other content creator, and having a discussion. This doesn't feel like a personal attack. This feels like somebody who has a different perspective on fandom. And I am really okay with this because I don't agree with everything that every other channel says, regardless of their size. Lyle, I want you to enjoy this. I want you to continue on with the passion of your fandom. And all we want is a good Lord of the Rings show. All we want is a good Tolkien show. All we want is a good Middle Earth representation show. And by representation, I mean source material. So I get Lyle's frustration. I think one thing I try and do on this channel is not swing a bat at things and not use general terms to cover things. Lyle, I want this to be a good show. I'm glad that you felt confident to express this here. I think all of us want the same thing. I think we're all frustrated we're not getting it. And
Look,
I'm going to stop talking because I'm just talking in circles.
Well,
What do you think about this Stephen Purple?
I think Lyle, props to you just for sticking to your guns until it comes out. I think it takes a brave person not to be in a certain group of people and then just say what they think it should be said. So I hope it's good for you. I am scarred from my fandom being ruined. Not that I don't like Lord of the Rings type stuff, but like being said, it doesn't look very much like Lord of the Rings to me. But I props to you for having the confidence to say what you want to say, even though I know we fall on the same side on a lot of stuff. It's okay if you're passionate about something and you feel a certain way. I hope it's there for you, dude. I hope it's there for all of us. I mean, I hope it's there for all of us. So we'll see soon. But dude, good on you. That's all I can say.
The other thing too is that part of the reason I think a lot of people started YouTube channels, I can speak English, is because they were tired of people trying to push one narrative in an echo chamber. And I think that the channels that are large and that we all know that are part of the original fellowship, I'd consider myself to be part of the expanded fellowship and part of what I perceive to be a third wave of YouTubers that are coming into this space. We have to be able to be critical of one another respectfully, and not based on ad hominem attacks, but based upon exact details like this. So I think it would be fantastic if we could all get together and talk about this. The problem with, the opportunity with this and with Tolkien is that, some people approach it from different levels of scholarship and some people approach it from different generations. I'm Gen X. I started, my first experience with cinematic Tolkien was the 1977 Rankin Bass Hobbit. And then, of course, I also saw, I believe it was the Bakshi Lord of the Rings movies, which are pretty rough, but though they were there and I had those imprints, and then I read the books. And then only when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, did the Peter Jackson movies came out. So I have a completely different perspective than, say, somebody who saw the Peter Jackson movies and then read the book, right? So, maybe that's part of it. But I get it, Lyle. And again, Lyle, like Steve just said, this fandom is not an echo chamber, and none of us are above being called out for certain things if it's done respectfully. And hail to you, brother. I hope you have a good trip. Purple, did you have anything to say on that before we moved on?
Absolutely. Yeah, just to reiterate what you guys are saying, we would never say to anybody, don't enjoy this because we're not looking forward to it. We've said it time and time again. We want to be proved wrong. I would love for a show that I've been skeptical about to just blow me out of the water with being true to the law. but I have to err on the side of caution with what we've seen so far. But I love that Lyle is looking forward to this, so
Yeah.
I can't wait to discuss it with him when it does finally drop. That's
And
one of the things I'm really looking forward to.
and this passion is what makes us fans. We're not toxic for having passion. We're not toxic for disagreeing. We're not just saying these things to Amazon or Netflix or anybody else out there. We're saying this within our own fandoms because fans have always done this. We used to get into arguments when I played Dungeons and Dragons back in the 80s about everything. We did. About Han Solo, about Luke Skywalker, about Battlestar Galactica. And by that, I mean the show that was on television, in the 70s. Not to mention things like The Last Starfighter, Conan the Barbarian, every single thing we didn't agree on. And we sometimes got heated and doors were slammed. So I'm glad people are having passionate disagreements that are based on the lore and about how they interpret the lore and not just calling somebody a bigot, an istophobe, a trans, all this bullshit. Yeah, and look we've got Tar Elian Maran. My kid, you guys are killing. Maranwi says his daughter should have been the fourth queen, Tar Muriel, but the king's nephew usurped the scepter and became Alpharazon, the golden last king of the Numenorians, Lord of the Rings. Agreed. See, and this is part of my concerns with this adaptation. And also we've got Clock. Look at the scholarship in this fandom. Weren't there 17 kings and one female regent in the time they compressed? But hey, I hope many people will love it. It's true, 3,000 years.
Man, you get bombarded with so much, like, it's so, like, I know nothing about, I should be who this, well, I mean, it's so interesting whenever you guys do one of these, and even when I do some sort of reaction to whatever, just the amount of Tolkien lore that is out there and how much I thought I might have known, and I don't know anything.
Agreed.
It's amazing.
No, I feel woefully ignorant. I do. And that's why I say I'm not a Tolkien scholar. I've had my fandom for a long time. I'm 50 years old, but that doesn't give me any more entitlement or right to call and say what Tolkien is than anybody else of any other age. If you love this and you don't want to mutilate the source material and you want to honor what the professor said, we're on the same team. Faye says the irony for peak trailer is the fact that they start with the comet meteorite. Comets and meteorites foretold misfortunes in European popular belief. It's true. They also did in South American, Asian cultures. They always are a portent of doom. So absolutely, you guys. All right. I am going to try and get out of here because I know Purple has to do something, and we've got a lot of comments about the casting, which I agree with as well. And we'll end with this. And I thank you, everybody who's been here. Thank you for the super chats. Lyle, thank you again for your heartfelt fandom and for you speaking up for yourself. You always do that on my shows, and I'm honored that you feel like you can do that here. And brother, nobody's pandering to you. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to call you up. But dude, I want you to have your own opinion. This one comes from James Nicholson. Says, if it hadn't been for the Wheel of Time, I would be able to give more benefit of the doubt. I'm on that team.
Me too.
Sadly, Wheel of Time Season 1 and these teasers, which should be showing the best they have, fill me with zero confidence.
It's me exactly.
That's where I am. That's where I am. It's like, I don't want to rage farm. I want good fantasy. You guys saw how I was loving and wanted to marry Stranger Things Season 4, Like, I want good stuff. I want good stuff, man. I really do. But
all I can see is the Wheel of Time playbook being replayed here. I got burned. I was so happy they were doing an adaptation. I was ready for it. The start of my channel was good, and I got demolished. So
I like a lot of people who were speaking up when Wheel of Time came out said, I think we're seeing the playbook here in the Wheel of Time as to how they're going to justify what they do to Tolkien. I hope I'm wrong. I said that for several months, and then starting when we first got that teaser trailer, said I got a bad feeling about this, to quote a certain film franchise. And then the other thing that I said was that Amazon, if they think that the resistance they got to what they did to the Wheel of Time and Robert Jordan's 15-book series, if they think they're prepared for what's coming for the truly global, multi-generational, long-entrenched Tolkien fandom, if they're prepared for the
Mhm.
backlash for mutilating him, they are sadly mistaken. Well, here we are, and the downvotes speak to that entirely, guys. So,
What are the
Lyle
downvotes
Hammock's
at now?
sorry, Lyle Hammock is getting on a plane, brother. Thank you. Thank you for being a member of my channel. Thank you for being in part of this expanded fellowship. Thank you for being you. Never change. And I hope you and Mrs. Hammock are all right, because again, I didn't mean to drive a wedge between you with the rings of power. But anyway, before we go, let's go ahead and again, I'm sorry, chat. We don't have the usual crew here today. It's a skeleton crew. Purple Valkyrie put in all. I want to again give mad respect and mad recognition to Purple Valkyrie for doing all of the detective work in less than 20 minutes to find all of the articles that we quoted before this, as well as go find that these things were unlisted. Thank you very, very much, Purple Valkyrie.
Oh, you're welcome, and big thank you, obviously, to Zach for setting us off on the path as well at 2 o'clock this morning. So we really do have a fantastic behind the scenes relationship. Everybody works together, and
Yeah.
because we are fans, that's what we want to do. You know, we want to find out what's going on, because we do love Tolkien. And Salty is absolutely right. This is going to be the hill that a lot of people will die on.
Yeah.
And I think Amazon really underestimated the blowback.
Yeah. I part of me is expecting to lose my channel because of this show. I'm not being dramatic. I think there's going to be a lot. Thanks, Prophet. I'll get to that. Thank you. I think there's going to be a lot of pushback on this, because this is selling a narrative, a great narrative, and this is more than just Tolkien. This is about the message amplified on a global level. So this show is a platform. So let me get to this super chat, and then we're going to wrap this baby up. This is from Rob Biller. Hail to you. So for $4.99 says, I'm 50 tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, dude.
Happy
Welcome to the
birthday. Heck
club,
yeah.
man. Dude, all the cool kids now, man. We're all like 50 and stuff. So hail to you. And I do mean that. Happy birthday, Rob Biller. And I'm in denial. LOL. Great show. Well, you're welcome, brother.
Oh, just quickly as well, my apologies to jump in. We did have a member chat as well from Silverlock, which unfortunately don't show up,
Oh, go
but
ahead.
he's been with us for 2 months. He says, unfortunately, Wheel of Time poisoned me.
Yeah.
Same.
Thank you for
Same.
that. Sorry I missed that, Silverlock. It doesn't show up in the stream, and luckily I have someone as talented and on the spot as Purple Valkyrie here to stay on top of those things. So let's go ahead. Let's do this. Purple Valkyrie, what do you got going on? Where can people find you? What are you going to be doing in the next couple of days? Thank you very much, Rob. And
Yeah,
happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday.
Yes,
yes.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rob. I hope you have a fantastic one. First of all, big thank you to Salty and to Prophet of the Dragon for doing this today. I know it was an impromptu, but it's a lot of fun to kind of have this kind of breaking news and being able to jump on it. So thank you, and thank you to everybody who joined us today. We really do appreciate it. I know we do say thank you, but we mean it from the bottom of our hearts.
We really do.
Really do. Absolutely.
Yeah, the reason why I do this, and Purple does it, and I think Steve as well, is we want to have interaction with fellow fans. We're not telling you what to think. We're asking you to think with us. And we want to get your feedback and your input, just like with Lyle Hammock, just like with Faye, Roman of the Empire, Clock, Silverlock, everyone who's in chat today. We're not all going to agree, but together we can get to a place where we're looking at this thing from all these different angles, and we can come to an understanding of why we see and think the ways that we do. And that's why I love having a channel, you guys, and being able to do this. We'll end it with you, Steve. What do you got going on? Where can people find you next in the next couple of days, briefly?
Well, Prophet of the Dragon YouTube channel. Thank you for having me and being the straight man as always, who's lost half the time. That seems to be my role now. So thank you guys. Sorry about the lawnmower.
You do it well.
But
you do it well. You do.
Well, hey, there you go. I have my niche, but probably more Wheel of Time streams, I would imagine, because no matter what stream I start a stream intending on maybe talking about something else, it always devolves into Wheel of Time. So why not, right? It's fun to talk Wheel of Time. So probably going to do some more of that here soon, and just keep on plugging away. So check me out if you like Wheel of Time or just want to hang out. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody who showed up today. We had 50 people at one point. Thank you to everybody who left comments. Really, I responded to them as best as I could. Again, I didn't have a Zax in the background helping me keep the chat going, and Purple was doing the best that she could as well. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you're watching this on the replay, please leave a thumbs up, a comment. It really does help the video. Also, I read every comment you put on my videos. I always do. And it means a lot to me, even if you disagree with me, if you have a different take. I would love to see what you all think. So here we are. What is today? Is it Thursday, Wednesday? I do this a lot, so I think it's Wednesday.
I think it's Wednesday.
Yep.
So I've got to go do the IRL stuff and work stuff, which I delayed by an hour, but I thought this was too important not to do. You all, please have a great rest of the weekend. Support people in this community and fellowship. Be good to one another. And have a good day. See you guys later.
Take care.
Bye, y'all.
As ever, this is Salty Texas Sea. I am Corey DB. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you've seen and heard, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you on board. That way you know, and we have things like live streams, which we are going to be doing every Tuesday evening. Take care. I hope you're having a great 2022.